You're doing everything right. You're grabbing organic. You're paying more. You're protecting your family. And I genuinely hate that I have to tell you this. But that label you trust, it's not promising what you think it is. And the specific thing the USDA actually allows in certified organic food, I'll get there. That one's going to stay with you. Okay, so picture this. You're standing in that Target aisle, organic in one hand, conventional in the other. You look at the price, sometimes double, and you put the organic one in the cart anyway, because you care, because it matters, because you've seen the horror stories about pesticides and you are not taking chances with your family. I did the exact same thing every single week for years. And then I looked up what the USDA organic seal legally actually word for word promises. Not pesticide-free, that's the whole gap. Everything. The premium price, the clean packaging, the green label, the feeling of doing the right thing. All of it sits on top of that gap. And once you see it, you genuinely cannot unsee it. Here's what the seal actually promises. The farm used substances from a government-approved list. That list has an official name, the National List of Allowed and Prohibited Substances. And when I tell you what's on it, I need you to remember, this is not a leak, not a whistleblower, not some buried document somebody dug up. This is published on the USDA's own website, publicly available right now. Copper sulfate, heavy metal compound, approved as a pesticide in certified organic farming. Sodium hypochlorite, that's bleach, approved in organic food processing. Peracetic acid, industrial-grade sanitizer, approved. Streptomycin, an antibiotic, was approved for organic apple and pear crops until 2014. These are not violations. These are not loopholes somebody snuck through. These are features of the certification. Legal, published, and almost never mentioned when someone is charging you double for the label. Now, I am not saying organic food is dangerous. I want to be genuinely clear about that. The amounts are regulated. Most of this clears before the food reaches you. But the image in your head when you see that seal, clean soil, zero chemicals, nothing synthetic touching your food, that image is doing more work than the certification ever promised. And that gap is costing you real money every single week. The USDA's own economists ran the numbers on this. Organic milk, you're paying 60 to 80% more than conventional. Organic strawberries, sometimes literally double. Averaged across a year of grocery shopping, that premium adds up to hundreds of dollars, spent on a promise that was never actually made. So how did we get here? How does a label come to mean something so different from what it sounds like? This is the part that made me genuinely frustrated, not at one company, not at one brand, at the structure itself. USDA does not inspect farms. They don't send anyone out. They don't walk the fields. What they do is accredit third-party certifying agents, over 80 of them across the country, private organizations and state agencies who do the actual auditing. And here's the problem. These agents are not equal. Some are rigorous. Some have faced documented criticism for loose oversight and insufficient inspections. The Cornucopia Institute, a farm policy research group that has tracked organic integrity for over 20 years, publishes scorecards on these certifying agents specifically because the variation between them is wide enough to change what ends up in your cart. Think about what that actually means. The same USDA seal on two different products could represent completely different levels of scrutiny. One farm, audited carefully every year by a thorough certifying agent. Another farm, audited loosely by an organization that's been flagged for weak oversight. Same seal on both products, same premium price, completely different reality behind it. And then the product moves into retail, into Target, into the shelf you're standing in front of. And Target does not re-verify anything. They trust the certification, the way you trust the label, the way I trusted the label. That is the entire system, one layer of trust stacked on another with the consumer at the bottom holding the bill. there is a government tool that almost nobody knows exists. It's called the USDA Organic Integrity Database. It's free. It's available right now. You can type in a brand or a supplier, trace their certification record, see which certifying agent signed off, and check whether their certification is actually current. Most people have never heard of it. I hadn't until I spent a week going down this rabbit hole. If you've ever looked something up in that database and found something that didn't add up, drop it below. I'm genuinely curious how many people have done this. Now let's talk about Good and Gather specifically, because this is where the frustration stops being abstract and starts being personal. Target's organic house brand is priced to look like a smart decision. Cheaper than Stonyfield, cheaper than Organic Valley. Same USDA seal on the front. And on the surface, that looks like a win. You're saving money. You're still buying organic. Smart shopper, right? Here's what Good and Gather Organic actually is. It is a label on a supplier relationship. Target doesn't grow anything. They contract with suppliers. Those suppliers carry certifications from various certifying agents, agents of varying rigor, remember? And Target puts their branding on the product and prices it to sell. You know the packaging, you recognize the label, you trust the seal, but you don't know which farm, you don't know which certifying agent. You don't know when the last audit happened or how seriously it was taken. Now compare that to Organic Valley, farmer-owned cooperative, supply chain publicly traceable. The farms are named, the practices are documented. Or Stonyfield, sourcing information is published, third-party verified, independently audited beyond the USDA baseline. Those brands have an accountability structure behind the seal, something you can actually follow back to a real farm and a real set of practices. Good and Gather has the seal. That is the complete offer. And the Cornucopia Institute found, when they went deep on organic dairy and egg brands specifically, that some of the biggest, most prominently positioned organic brands in retail were sourcing from industrial-scale operations that met the technical certification requirements but looked nothing like what we picture when we pay the premium. 10,000 cow organic dairies, massive egg facilities where hens technically have outdoor access, through a small door to a concrete slab. Legal, certified, photographed with rolling green hills on the carton. The certification is real. The farm is compliant. The image on the packaging, that is the marketing department's promise, not the USDA's. And nobody in that aisle is making sure you know the difference. Okay, this is the part I mentioned at the start, the finding that actually changed how I shop. The one I kept coming back to after I thought I already understood the issue. Consumer Reports ran pesticide residue testing on organic produce, multiple rounds of testing, and they found residues. On certified organic fruits and vegetables, measurable, documented residues. Levels were lower than conventional. That is true, and I want to say it clearly because this isn't about scaring you. But present. In food carrying the seal you paid double for, and here is why. And this is the part that makes it stick. Two things are happening that the certification structurally cannot prevent. First, certified organic farms use substances from the national list. Copper sulfate leaves residue. Peracetic acid leaves residue. These are allowed residues, regulated residues, but they are residues on your organic food. Second, pesticide drift. Conventional farms do not stop at property lines. Wind carries synthetic pesticide applications from conventional fields onto neighboring certified organic crops. A farmer can follow every single rule, maintain perfect certification, never use a prohibited substance, and still have synthetic pesticide residue on their crops because of what the farm next door is doing on a windy day. The certification cannot prevent that. It doesn't claim to. But nobody mentions it when they're pricing that organic strawberry pack at double the conventional. The zero pesticide assumption. We built that ourselves. The marketing reinforced it. The certification never once promised it. You have been paying for the assumption, not the reality. For years, and so have I. Okay, enough of the hard part. Here's exactly what to do with this. Specifically, not vaguely. If you're buying organic to reduce pesticide exposure, the Environmental Working Group publishes the Dirty Dozen every single year. 12 crops where conventional farming consistently produces the highest residue levels. Strawberries are almost always number one. Spinach, bell peppers, grapes, cherries, peaches follow close behind. These are the categories where paying the organic premium makes a documented, measurable difference. Spend your money here. This is where it's working. Then there's the Clean 15. Avocados, pineapples, onions, corn, sweet peas. The natural structure of these foods, thick skin, husks, dense layers, protects the edible part. Conventional versions carry minimal residue regardless of how they were farmed. Buying organic versions of these is almost entirely a label purchase. Stop. Redirect that money to the Dirty Dozen. You come out ahead on actual residue reduction without spending a single dollar more. If you're buying organic because you care about the farming system, the USDA seal alone is not enough information. Look for organic combined with regenerative organic certified that adds soil health and land management requirements on top of USDA baseline, or animal welfare approved, or certified humane. These certifications require independent third-party audits that go beyond what USDA checks. Harder to earn, much harder to fake. Far closer to the farm you've been picturing. If budget is genuinely tight, USDA Organic Integrity Database. Free. 30 seconds. Find your brand, find their supplier, find the certifying agent. Cross-reference with Cornucopia Institute's published criticism list. 2 minutes total. That is more useful information than anything printed on the label. One honest note. If any of this touches a health decision you're actively managing, your doctor has context about your specific situation that I don't. Use this for the grocery cart. Use them for everything else. Here's where we land. You weren't being naive. You weren't being careless. You saw a government seal on food at a store you trust, and you made a completely reasonable decision with the information you had. That is not on you. What's on you now that you know, is the Dirty Dozen list. Pull it up this week, 90 seconds. It tells you exactly where the premium earns its price and exactly where you've been paying for a feeling. The thing that stayed with me through all of this, we've been trained to outsource our trust to seals. And most seals are better than nothing, genuinely. But better than nothing and worth double the price are two completely different promises. Nobody in that aisle is making sure you know the difference. Now you do. If this is the kind of investigation you want every week, subscribe. We go this deep every single time. And the next one is already up. The food labeling system that makes this one look straightforward. That video is sitting right there.